weather is moving in this weekend. I'll have that forecast coming up. WMBD News at 10 starts now.
Tonight, the Bloomington Police Department is creating a new strategy to help solve crime, the tool community members can use to help them.
Also, the proposal many lawmakers say would ease the lives of busy parents.
And voters in one central Illinois district approved a referendum the second time around how it will bring more money into the schools without tacking on any more taxes.
But first, the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency released its lead service line report.
That report tracks the makeup of service lines in your community, and Matt Sheehan found out what it means for you.
We are really looking to gather as much information as we can on the community water systems throughout Illinois. We know that there are lead service lines in existence or copper lines that have lead solder on them, and we want to get a full picture of what each community has in their system to determine if additional steps needed to be taken to further protect the community water systems.
In 1986, Congress banned the use of lead pipes to deliver drinking water. 33 years later, many communities are still working to get rid of lead pipelines.
If residents are aware that they have lead service lines within their property, in many cases those service lines are actually on the private property of the residents.
The IEPA says not to stress about the report, but if you are concerned with lead levels in your water, you can go to the IEPA's website to receive advice on what steps you can take to make your drinking water safer.
There can be chemicals added to the water system that add a coating to the interior lining of the lead pipes that prevents lead from leaching into the water. All communities do have to do lead and copper testing for their community water systems, and that information is provided to us. If we see elevated levels, they have to take additional precautions to further protect the system through corrosion control treatment.
In Peoria, Matt Sheehan, WMBD News.
Officials with Peoria's Marriott Pere Marquette say they're the grand jewel of central Illinois, and this evening they invited people to make that decision themselves. Visitors were given a tour of guest rooms, restaurants, and event spaces. Recently, an investment company took ownership, and they say the hotel will be better than ever.
In central Illinois, this is the premier hotel. We are the diamond, we are the jewel, we are the best, and we're back open, and we are through the dark ages where we've came through loud and clear. We're back.
The hotel has a rocky financial history. The property's past owners filed for bankruptcy.
In other news, right now Peorians are getting a say in what the city's riverfront park should look like.
This evening, leaders held a meeting giving residents a space to brainstorm together. And Delon Dillard was at that meeting and joins us now in studio. Delon, what did they discuss?
Yeah, well, I actually spoke with the design team, and they say the riverfront park is public property, so it's important to gain public input.
Thursday evening, Peorians gathered to brainstorm ideas for the future of Peoria's riverfront. More than 36 people taking maps like this and building a vision.
And just kind of want to follow through with the process to make sure that the space is not just a dog park or something, or just a park with for kids to play.
Different ages and backgrounds come into a common ground. Some say that's what's most important.
I noticed there's a nice age range of people, so you kind of get the old and the new, and we just need to bridge that together.
Millennials say their voice in this project is vital to the area's success.
And I know what works for us, young people, so that's why I'm over here trying to get them to trying to see what we like and what we don't want.
Overall, Peorians believe a revamp is needed and a change will benefit the River City.
I think it would be a great economic booster to the community, bring people here. If you go look at other large communities like Des Moines, Louisville that have done riverfront developments, the number of people that it brings.
And they say most of all, they want the public to be involved.
Everybody should have a voice in this for the designers to really make good decisions.
Now, what's next from here is the design team tells me they will plan to take all of the residents' ideas and put them together into what they believe will work best. They hope to have one final decision and a proposal on City Council's agenda by the end of this year. Eugene.
All right, Delon. A jury has been selected in the trial of a Bloomington man accused of shooting his ex-wife back in 2014. Kirk Zimmerman is charged with murder after his ex-wife Pamela was found in her East Side Bloomington office with 4 gunshot wounds. The jury is made up of 10 men and 2 women. 4 alternate jurors were also chosen, and 3 of those are men. Leaders say opening statements should begin on Monday.
Police are still looking for suspects in Bloomington's most recent homicide. 1 person was shot to death and 2 others hospitalized late Tuesday night on West Orchard. Juan Nash died and Nathaniel Caldwell and Scott Allen were last listed in critical condition. Today, police say they do not have leads on a specific suspect, but they are interviewing people who may have been in the area. If you have any information, call Bloomington Police. And if you'd rather send them a message, the department has released a new tool. Rosario Dominguez tells us it's meant to make communities safer and help police find criminals.
Bloomington Police will start using the Ring Neighborhood app, which is a new approach to Neighborhood Watch. All you have to do is download the app on your phone, and you can start playing a role in solving and cutting down crime in your neighborhood. Police say this will help them better communicate with the community when it comes to crime solving. In this app, you can post warnings, videos, and pictures that can potentially lead to identifying suspects.
You can talk back and forth. You know, if you post a video, you can say, yeah, that person came to my house yesterday. And then we as the police can comment and say, hey, make sure you call the police, or, you know, solicitation laws, or if there's any violent crimes, we can actually send a push out notification that says, hey, anybody in this area, can you please send videos to either, you know, our email address or on the Ring Neighbors app.
Other communities have already started using this app, and it's helped stop package thieves and burglaries. Also, when you post, your name doesn't show, which helps you remain anonymous. In Bloomington, I'm Rosario Dominguez.
The age at which parents can leave their children home alone may soon drop. As it stands now, if a child is younger than 14, he or she cannot be home alone. If a parent does, they risk being charged with child neglect. This week, the Illinois House passed a plan that would allow children 12 and over to stay home alone. Advocates say this eases burdens on busy parents because their kids can walk to and from school, travel to nearby activities, and play outdoors. That bill is now in the Senate.
Well, there's a triumphant feeling in the Limestone school community after voters passed a proposed tax referendum. Approval means tax dollars already being paid will go toward benefiting students and programs rather than increasing the school's debt. Superintendent Dr. Alan Gresham says in previous years, voters saw the question as a tax increase. The referendum, however, is just a reallocation of funds already being paid.
Governor Pritzker has a plan to help state universities attract high school students to their campuses. Today, the governor signed an executive order concerning the Aim High program, which gives state universities more flexibility with certain funds. Instead of dictating where the money goes, Pritzker now allows universities to use some of that Aim High funding to help in-state students afford college.
Well, scattered showers, a bit of cloud cover, kept temperatures down a little bit today. Take a look at your almanac. We hit a high of 52, low temperature in the mid-40s. Now the rain slowly moving out, warmer temperatures slowly moving in. How are things shaping up for your weekend? We'll have that forecast coming up next.
You're watching WMBD News, Central Illinois Proud, with Eugene Daniel, Lauren Langer, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates with your local weather authority forecast, and Kurt Pegler with sports. This is WMBD News at 10. Closed captioning on WMBD sponsored by Uftring Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
My perfect summer starts with the rumble of a magnificent machine beneath me.
Don't wait. New at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, get this Troy-built 42-inch lawn tractor, $1399.99, and a Husqvarna 21-inch 3-in-1 front-wheel drive mower, just $379.99.
Now this is one perfect ride.
Plus, you can try it before you buy it at Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Ride and Drive event, Saturday, April 6th from 9 to 2, and register to win a new tractor, mower, trimmer, or pellet grill.
Check it out. Check out the new 6-car remote control racetrack available all weekend long. Brought to you by SEFCU. Compete with family and friends. Look for the Auto Show 2-for-1 coupons at all the local SEFCU member centers near you. At the 30th Annual Central Illinois Auto Show, April 5th through the 7th. Check it out.
Illinois Auto Show. You gotta check it out.
When it comes to my vision, having the right pair of glasses does more than help me see better. It makes me feel better.
Right now, at Bart Optical, with a purchase of a complete first pair, we'll knock 50% off your second pair. That's right, 50%. Bart Optical, vision for life.
Want the ultimate streaming experience? Switch to Extreme Internet and enjoy more of what you love on every screen. With 99.9% network reliability, fast speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig, and amplified Wi-Fi room to room, the difference is extreme. Switch today and get Extreme Internet for as low as $24.99 a month for 1 year, plus no contract required. Hurry, this limited time offer ends soon. Call 844-EXTREME2 for details.
Sweet, juicy flavor. Local, organic. As one of America's largest produce buyers, Kroger gets the pick of the crop at savings we pass on to you. That's peak of the season freshness, priced right.
Take a minute to add CI Proud to Go to your Alexa-enabled device. Now you'll be getting the latest local news and weather from the WMBD newsroom right when you need it. Just say, Alexa, what's my local news? The $1 million community investment. Discover how your nonprofit can benefit at CIProud.com.
Here's to you, you early risers, and you oil burners, you binge watchers, and rule breakers, you droolers and dreamers. Here's to all of you. For over 30 years, we've been innovating and designing mattresses that have improved the sleep and lives of over 10 million people, just like you. No matter who you are, we've got your back, or your side, or however you sleep. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
The Storm Tracker Skycam Network, brought to you by Linco Precision Ag Technology Solutions. Now, your local weather authority forecast from Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates.
Well, scattered rain showers continue to fall over much of central Illinois, though it is beginning to taper off from west to east. Here's a look at how much rain we've seen so far today. Peoria, just over 1/4 inch. Meanwhile, just shy of 1/4 inch in Bloomington, though you'll exceed that in the next hour. Lakin also in the same boat. Pontiac, 1,500ths of an inch, and 400ths of an inch out in Galesburg. Rain has lightened up and is starting to come to an end, at least here in town. 48 degrees. Temps will hold fairly steady through the rest of tonight. But you can see the rain more or less continuing east of the Illinois River. The heaviest rain is now falling along I-55. We do have some at least drier air coming in from the west. But once the rain ends, then we're going to be replacing that with some fog and perhaps a little bit of drizzle by early tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, more cloud cover pushing into the west. Intermountain West picking up some cloud cover tonight across the central Rockies. We'll see that cloud cover keeping us company over the course of the weekend. So things tonight looking okay. Rain will come to an end. Low clouds, fog, drizzle replacing the rain as it moves out. Another cold front approaching from the north will take its time but should arrive later this weekend into early next week. So scattered rain showers coming to an end. Once the rain stops, which I think will gradually happen after midnight region-wide, low clouds and fog will then develop with temperatures down into the lower to mid-40s. Peoria at 46 degrees. And then as we take you through tomorrow, more cloud cover on the way. It's a break in the cloud cover by tomorrow evening. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to be dealing with a threat for some fog late tonight, early tomorrow morning. So watch the visibility really dropping down by early Friday morning to under 2 miles. Again, I think the overall presence of cloud cover is going to prevent dense fog, which is 1/4 mile or less visibility, but be prepared for some reduction in visibility early tomorrow morning if you're going to be out on the roadways. Now, highs tomorrow, looking to climb back into the lower 60s. Peoria 62 and around 64 from Havana out towards Lincoln. Surface map shows cold front will drop across the upper Midwest, but not push into Illinois just yet. It'll take its time to get here. Meanwhile, cloud cover and warmer temperatures are on the way. Here's a look at that forecast. Friday 62, back to the 70s this weekend. Saturday rolls around, skies partly to mostly cloudy, but it's the home opener for the Peoria Chiefs. First pitch 6:35 p.m. Game time temp 65 degrees under a partly to mostly cloudy sky with a southeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Could have more storms rolling in on Sunday. That one could impact the Chiefs' second home game of the season. Meanwhile, Tuesday looking a little cooler but a little cloudier. We'll also be talking storm chances returning to central Illinois Wednesday into Thursday. So we'll have more opportunities for rain later next week. Temperatures also looking to drop a few degrees back into the upper 50s.
That's okay. The fact that we have a 70 and a 73 in the forecast means that we are warming up. Summer is on the horizon.
It's feeling good. Spring.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it, love it. And maybe that just means if you have date plans, you schedule it indoors somewhere. And speaking of dates, when we come back, how about 52 dates in 52 weeks? A Central Illinois couple is inspiring parents of busy families.
We all have one thing.
One thing.
One thing in common. We're all afraid.
Afraid of the dentist. Yep.
Till we heard of Total Dental Care in Pekin.
Total dental care.
Fear, gone.
Anxiety, gone. Sedation dentistry was my answer.
Total dental care in Pekin.
It couldn't have been easier.
No more fear. And way more smiles.
Sedation dentistry is for me.
Total Dental Care in Pekin.
My no fear, no anxiety dentist.
Save time and money with a trip to Goods Furniture in Kewanee, Illinois, offering over 50 brands of quality furniture, all at the prices you deserve. No hype, no gimmicks, just our lowest price every day. Visit Goods Furniture, only in Kewanee, Illinois.
More and more people are finding themselves in a Chevy for the first time. Now you can too, during the Chevy 4th of July sales event. Now through July 9th, get 10 to 20% below MSRP on your favorite Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. That's over $10,000 on this Silverado LTZ. This 4th of July, discover why Chevy is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall.
Visit us online at drivechevy.com.
I was proud of my son when he got his degree. I was proud when he got that job in the city, managed a team. But the day I was most proud was when he realized he was a farmer, like me.
We're Corteva Agriscience, the next generation of farming for the next generation of farmers. Keep growing.
Vonderheide Floor Coverings Company. We've been flooring customers for over 70 years.
When I was 10 years old, I needed a heart transplant. I spent 3 months in the hospital, but there were surprises. Oh my God! I was so excited to see Drake, but then when I got my heart, I was even more excited.
You're getting a heart.
Congratulations! I'm getting a heart, Mom! I'm just so thankful for my new heart. But there's so many other people waiting.
Join the Illinois Secretary of State's Organ Tissue Donor Registry at lifegoeson.com.
Celebrate the greatest 2 minutes in sports while helping put an end to Alzheimer's at the Alzheimer's Association's Kentucky Derby Party on May 4th. Bet on your favorite horses, watch the excitement live on screen, and take part in our live or silent auctions. Then dance the night away to help support a great cause. The Alzheimer's Association's Kentucky Derby Party at the East Peoria Holiday Inn and Suites. Tickets are available at alzkentuckyderby.org.
When the big stories break, be the first to know. Download the CI Proud to Go mobile app and turn on push alerts. Now control exactly what breaking news and weather alerts you want to receive. Push alerts on the CI Proud to Go mobile app, powered by WMBD News. East Peoria on the Storm Tracker Skycam network, sponsored by Peoria Siding and Window. You're watching WMBD News at 10.
It started as a New Year's resolution, but quickly turned into a challenge. It's called 52 Dates in 52 Weeks. I love this.
I love it too. And it's now inspiring other couples to plan some one-on-one time with their significant others. Caitlin Connolly shares that story.
It's no surprise that relationships take work.
Marriage is definitely a commitment to each other, but also you have to remember why you got married in the first place.
Justin Breen and his wife found it again after 10 years of marriage, by dating.
My wife and I in 2018, our New Year's resolution to go out once a week without the kids.
And he posted it all on his website, 52 Dates in 52 Weeks.
It's really important that you make this a priority in your relationships. People really get caught up in the minutiae of things, but when you actually go out with your spouse or your partner or boyfriend, girlfriend, you really get to connect again.
52 weeks of a year is great for a couple. They get to know each other very intimately. They get to spend time together that they wouldn't otherwise, and so that really can bring a couple closer together.
They went to restaurants all over the country, from Wyoming to Chicago and even Florida.
Our very last date of 2018 was a couple of days before the New Year, and we went to Oriole in downtown Chicago. That's a super fancy restaurant, and that was probably the best dinner experience that we had.
But they weren't all expensive. Some were just $10 lunches. He says if he can do it, everyone can.
When you have these tasks that you plan, and then you do have these markers where you can look forward to them, it really does help. It gives you something to look forward to.
He told his wife within 1 week of their first date 10 years ago he loved her. The dates have changed over the years, but he gets to fall in love with her over and over again each time.
Well, tonight's extra effort winner will graduate with 3 degrees from Bradley next month and own tennis records as well. Kurt Begler has her story next in sports.
Larry's Legit Accounting.
Larry, Paul Sherman.
Oh, what do you want?
I heard it was your birthday.
It's also dangerously close to tax day, so what's your point?
We gotta celebrate. We're gonna have one of the biggest sales of the year.
Sounds like a fancy way of saying you're not getting me a gift.
Well, I know your favorite thing is saving money, so we're spreading the cheer to everyone.
That's nice. You didn't go to many birthday parties as a kid, did you?
Happy birthday, Larry. Remember, even you can stop into Sherman's now through April 15th and save during your birthday sale.
Yeah. Bye, Paul.
Why call 2 men in a truck? If you're like Joe, you need to move your business without moving a single meeting. The word stop isn't in your vocabulary. You want it handled with no hitches, no glitches, and no sweat. That's why you call 2 men in a truck.
2 men in a truck. I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about coming together. It's families, friends. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
If Illinois continues to underfund our roads, more bridges will fail, more cars will crash, and more people will die. After years of neglect, Illinois infrastructure is failing at an alarming rate. Call your legislator. Tell them to invest in our safety. Lives are at stake.
Does your workplace bonus or discourage employees reporting work injuries? Do you fear retaliation for properly reporting your work-related injuries?
Yeah, Herman thinks we should go live from Culver's every night.
Do not report your work injury correctly. You lose rights and benefits. Call Strong Law. Protecting work injury victims for over 25 years.
Hey Peoria, baseball is back. Your Peoria Chiefs home opener is April 6th against the Beloit Snappers, and one lucky ticket holder will be honored as the Chiefs' 7 millionth fan. Get your season tickets now at PeoriaChiefs.com.
Pontiac on the Storm Tracker Skycam Network, sponsored by Pontiac RV. This portion of WMBD News sponsored by UFS, where it's all about the deal.
They are the ones who open their hearts to help those in need, the ones who see a wrong and go out of the way to make it right, who help those who can't always help themselves, and give everything to make their communities brighter.
At WMBD News, we share the stories of our friends and neighbors doing extraordinary things here at home.
And SEFCU is proud to support CI heroes and salute those making a difference right here in our backyard.
Nominate your hero now at CIProud.com.
Tonight, we get to read 6 years of tax returns.
Cool Bears All New with Sandra Oh, Zachary Levi. Plus,
Meanwhile,
tonight.
Now, the Peoria Chiefs Sports Desk on WMBD with Kurt Pegler.
Weather's cold, weather's rainy, but the Peoria Chiefs don't seem to mind. Opening night, a huge success tonight in Cedar Rapids. Chilly night in Iowa, but the Chiefs' bats are warm and toasty. 17 hits for the Chiefs' offense. Brady Whalen with a single to right that scores. Wade Infante, who almost slips on the plate as he scores. The Chiefs blow the game wide open with a 5-run third inning. It's Brendan Donovan. He had a 3-hit night. He delivers that single, scoring Brandon Riley. And Lars Nootbaar, great name, 2-run single. 10-2 Chiefs win the season opener tonight over the Colonels. The Cubs send Yu Darvish to the mound, hoping to avoid a sweep in Atlanta. The Braves threatening to add to a 1-0 lead, but Kyle Schwarber in short left with a sliding catch ends the rally, ends the fourth inning. However, in the fifth, Darvish is lifted. Carl Edwards comes in, throws a wild pitch with the bases loaded. That's going to bring in Ender and Ciardi to make it 2-0. Edwards out. Tyler Chatwood in. Bullpen issues continue. Nick Markakis delivers a hit to center. He had 5 hits tonight, 3 runners score. Cubs have lost 5 in a row, 9-4 the final tonight. No games for the Cardinals or the White Sox. Each team plays its home opener tomorrow afternoon. How many more games left in Sean Livingston's career? The 33-year-old Peoria high grad tells the San Francisco Chronicle this may be his final year in pro basketball. He's been with Golden State since 2014, has won 3 NBA titles, overcame that gruesome knee injury 12 years ago, but his knees have bothered him all season long, and he's only got 1 year left on a contract with just a quarter of that $8 million salary guaranteed for next season. NIT Championship, Texas and Lipscomb at Madison Square Garden. Great ball movement here by the Longhorns, who eventually find Dylan Osenkowski. He slams it down. He had 19. Texas beats Lipscomb 81-66. Shaka Smart's Longhorns are your NIT champions for 2019. Tonight's Extra Effort Award winner is number 2 on Bradley's all-time tennis wins list, but it's what she does when she doesn't have a racket in her hand that makes us, Central Illinois, proud.
My name is Malini Vijayasinghe, and I've heard a lot of different things.
She has a hard-to-pronounce name, an easy-to-like personality, and a hard-to-imagine resume. Malini Vijayasinghe will graduate in May with degrees in biochemistry, Spanish, and philosophy. She'll do it in 4 years while playing tennis at Bradley. And it doesn't stop there. Last year, she started the BU cleanup crew. Students at Bradley volunteering to clean the streets and neighborhoods around Peoria.
It's nice to be involved in your community in Peoria in addition to your Bradley community while you spend your 4 years here. So that's one of my favorite things to do. We do that on Fridays. We go out and we pick up litter.
She volunteers weekly with students at Whittier School while helping Bradley student athletes with their studies.
She does a lot of tutoring for the university and obviously helps her teammates and other athletes with those sorts of things as well, and just, you know, a very selfless kind of person, and everything that we could hope for in a leader.
Prior to the school year, Malini was presented the Arthur Ashe Leadership and Sportsmanship Award for her leadership on the court, in the classroom, and in extracurricular activities.
It just means a lot to have my name in some small way attached to Arthur Ashe, since he was such an incredible person. I want to play tennis for the rest of my life. I want to be around kids and making a difference in their lives for the rest of my life.
It looks like she's off to a great start. You can make extra effort nominations for outstanding student athletes like Malani at our website, ciproud.com. Briefly, Normal West, Normal Community wins soccer games today. Washington and Pontiac winners in softball. And finally, foul ball in Oakland. And look whose day is going to be made. The woman that brought a glove to the game makes a catch.
Wow.
Look at this reaction.
Look at how excited.
Look at her reaction, like, oh my goodness.
I'll tell you what.
This thing works when I put it on my hand.
If you bring a glove to a game, you deserve to catch that foul ball or a home run, whatever it is. You deserve to catch that. If you brought the effort in, you had a glove. I love that.
She
probably
prepared.
oiled the glove
She
the
came
night
prepared,
before, broke it in.
I love the surprise on her face.
Yeah, me too.
It's just like, I'm going to put this out here.
You know
Oh my
what? She was
gosh.
probably more surprised that like 10 people didn't tackle her trying to get the ball because people go nuts. Like, you could purchase one of those in the store, guys.
I know.
People go nuts, though. I know.
Oh, man. Well, Chris will be back in a bit with a look at your forecast. Yeah, it's not the same.
This portion of WMBD News is brought to you by
Where it's more than a car.
It's a Honda.
Listen, I love to grill, but we don't always have time.
Go get 'em.